All right, Shalom Akim. Salakia, somebody called in. I had to take the call, but hey, man, it interrupted the, lesson. So we're gonna come in with a part two. All right. So, first thing on the list, he puts a real estate investor. All right. Now, even though this dude isn't, significant in the grand scheme of things, it shows that this kingdom is crumbling. All right. For Wall Street to just go ahead and do all that, it shows the direction that this kingdom is heading towards. It's not heading towards a direction that's, beneficial towards these peons. All right. So continuing on, and it reads, all right, therefore shall they eat. So like in Proverbs 1:31, therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. Okay, and as I was bringing out, they all these devices, all these platforms that they decided to that they decided to pursue, it led them to the dead end. All right, to a brick wall. Okay, because this place is, ultimately it's just a big illusion. All right, verse 32, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of the fools shall destroy them. You see, the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Okay, so hey, man, that's what's happened unto these people, and ultimately, man, they chose, all right, they chose not to follow after Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai in their pride and in their glory, in their basically in their glory, man. Being here and in their prospering, hey, they probably drove past the prophets. They probably driven past, the prophets in their nice cars and whatnot. And it's not a envious thing, but just, laying out the scene. They probably, in their nice cars, they driving past the prophets, they looking at them and, they hiss at them, they scoff at them. What are those men doing with their lives? Those are low lives. They set us as people who live in vain. Actually, we could get that. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. All right, where it says, verse 3, and it says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach, meaning shame. All right, a proverb of shame. Like, what, you gonna be some crazy guy in the street corner? We're us here, man, in this knowledge that's going out there pushing the word. We're counted as the worst. All right, verse 4, we fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. You see, that's what they think about us. All right, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot among the saints? Therefore we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness had not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness has not rose upon us. All right, and that's the mentality that they're gonna be in, and this is ultimately when we're being saved, when we're being delivered. All right, when they see us in Jacob's trouble, and we're not, catching the plagues that they're catching, they're gonna be, that's what's gonna happen. All right, it's like that's what they're gonna be thinking, and ultimately when we get beamed up into the chariots, all right, that's what they're gonna be thinking. All right, jumping down to verse 8. All right, it says, so what hath pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? Right? Nothing, because it led them into a brick wall. Okay, they didn't choose to follow after Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. They looked not towards it, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Instead, they looked towards Mammon. All right, that Esau, gave them the platforms to do it. So they riding on that serpent turned around and bit them. All right. So hey, man, just a lesson, I wanted to make. Let me see. I think I could bring out one more precept. All right. Yeah, we could go into the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12:1, and we're going to close out with this. So it reads, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth. Well, the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. And when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, Nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the strong men. Oh, it's like, yeah, this is the key point right here. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. All right. And the reason why, okay, is because, people like him, they're seen. Well, not necessarily people like him, people like these financial analysts, right? That look at the direction that the economy is going. They're trembling. All right. And with Wall Street buying up all the houses in Texas, and Texas just isn't the only place they're buying up houses in. They probably going into other states as well. But like I was saying, these are moves made as a result of the keepers of the house trembling. These financial analytics, telling them, hey man, this is it's about to go down. So we gotta start going into substance. What they're doing is buying substance. They're leaving the intangible things, the stock market. All right, they're leaving that, and they're buying they are buying the tangible things, substances such as property, things like that. That's what they're doing. Why? Because the stock market is about to collapse, and that's where this thing is going to be turned into a nightmare. All right, see, that's the loop around. It's one of the points that I was thinking of, before I made the lesson. So it's the spirit that I had continued, that I got to continue to do the lesson. All right, because this thing is about to turn into a nightmare. That stock market is about to crash, and with that, the economy. All right, so it reads, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, so it's going to be no hope here in Babylon, man. All right, the grinders shall cease because they are few. All right, and why? Because nobody's going to be wanting to do these low-paying jobs and then be subject unto impossible prices of living. That's what's going to be happening. All right, and doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right, meaning ain't gonna be no mirth in real soon. Ain't gonna be no more mirth, man. All right, it's gonna all that turn up and prospering, all that stuff is gonna be brought to nothing, man, because these people are gonna be trying to survive. All right, and it's gonna be the time of Jacob's trouble, a time like never before seen. Okay, a time like never before seen. It's gonna be cannibalism. All right, it's gonna be Egyptian against Egyptian. Civil unrest. Certain factions rising up against other factions here in Babylon. Famines, all manner of things, man. All right, and this is all created by design, to usher the world in to these devils' new world order. All right, and they're not gonna prevail, and live out that dominion, man. All right, going into the book of Psalms, chapter 9. They're not going to complete their enterprise. They're going to be disappointed. All right, by ways of Yahweh Shai, coming back with the thousands of heavens and putting them in slavery. All right, getting them out their bunkers and putting them in slavery. All right, so Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 1. I'm gonna read this again. All right, that's why the scripture says this: remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. See, years back and even now, it's still fairly calm now. We're at the calm before the storm. Even now is it's high time to arise and awake out of sleep. Okay, because if you just BSing and living in mirth and living in mammon, pursuing that mammon, pursuing that money, and you take the counsel of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to naught, you're gonna be destroyed, man. He's not gonna deliver you out of these plagues. All right, it says, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. You see, basically you got to do this when you first hear it, man. You can't put off the day of you can't put off Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, you can't put off your Creator. And that's what these people did. All right, these people that, prosper, because now, with the Hebrew Israelites, everybody's heard of them. Everybody's heard of them. They know what the story is. They know. I don't want to say they know who our people, but they don't want to acknowledge Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They don't want to acknowledge the true identity, the law, statutes, and commandments, and what we have to do to get out of this captivity. They don't want to do that. They don't want to repent. All right, so now what's going to happen? The pain, the judgment. Now they're going to be, now they're going to get whooped. All right, when Yahweh Hashem Yahushua visits this place with all these plagues. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say, call Allah Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua, Ba'Hashem Rachah Kodash. Forgive me the spirit to do this lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Just watching the times. All right, and the times are looking very bleak for Babylon. All right, so with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next.